It was a Friday evening, one of those days when the week's exhaustion melts into the quiet excitement of weekend plans. I'd finished work early and texted my girlfriend, Hannah, to ask if she wanted to grab dinner. We'd been together for over a year, and though things had been rocky lately, I still looked forward to seeing her. I typed, "Hey, you free tonight?" thinking sushi and a movie. Her reply came a few minutes later, "Can't talk, busy tonight." That was it. No smiley, no explanation, just those 4 words. Something about it felt off. It wasn't the first time she'd dodged plans recently. There had been a growing pattern, last-minute excuses, vague work events, and nights where her phone suddenly went silent. Still, I didn't press. I'd learned that when you start chasing someone's time, they start running faster. So instead, I replied casually, "Me too." I set my phone down and decided to do something for myself for once. I called up an old college friend, Sophie, who'd recently moved to the city. We hadn't seen each other in years, and she suggested we catch up over dinner. It was simple, friendly, and exactly what I needed. When I arrived at the restaurant, Sophie was already there. We talked for hours, about work, about life, about how we'd both grown up since college. I didn't check my phone once. For the first time in weeks, I felt relaxed. But as soon as I got home, my phone lit up like fireworks. 15 missed calls. 8 texts. All from Hannah. The latest one read, "Where are you? Why aren't you answering me?" I frowned, confused. I replied, "I thought you were busy tonight." Seconds later, my phone buzzed again. "Yeah, but that doesn't mean you just ignore me. Who were you with?" Her tone shifted fast, from distant to demanding. I told her honestly, I had dinner with a friend. "You said you were busy, so I made other plans." The typing dots appeared, then disappeared. Then came another text, "A girl, right? Is that what this is now?" That's when I realized what had happened. My calm "me too" had triggered something in her, not guilt, exactly, but panic. For the first time, she wasn't in control of the situation. She'd expected me to wait around, maybe send another message, maybe ask what she was doing. But when I didn't, when I lived my life instead of waiting for hers to open up, it shook her. She called again. This time, I answered. Her voice was tense. "You could have told me," she said. "I just didn't expect you to go out." "You told me you were busy, Hannah," I replied calmly. "I respected that. I just assumed you'd want me to do the same." There was silence on the line, the kind that fills with everything left unsaid. "Who were you with?" she asked finally. "Sophie," I said truthfully. "An old friend from college." "You could have told me it was a girl," she snapped. "You could have told me why you've been too busy for weeks," I said softly. That stopped her. For the first time, she didn't have a comeback. She mumbled something about stress and work, but I'd heard that story too many times before. What she didn't realize was that trust isn't just about loyalty, it's about transparency. And lately, hers had been fading fast. The next day, she showed up at my apartment unannounced. Her tone was apologetic, but her eyes told a different story. Irritation, not remorse. "I shouldn't have overreacted," she said, "but seeing you out with someone else just got to me." I nodded slowly. "You were never really busy, were you?" She looked down, silent. I didn't need an answer. I already knew. Whatever she'd been doing those busy nights, it wasn't about me, but it didn't matter anymore. Because last night, over dinner with Sophie, I'd remembered what it felt like to be seen, to be genuinely listened to. "I'm not angry," I said. "I just think we're in different places now." Her eyes widened. "You're breaking up with me? Over one mistake?" I shook my head. "Not over one mistake. Over a pattern. You checked out long before I did." She stood there for a while, waiting for me to take it back. But I didn't. Eventually, she turned and left, quietly closing the door behind her. A week later, I got a text from her. "I shouldn't have said I was busy. I just needed space, but I didn't think you'd stop trying." I stared at the message for a long time, then put my phone down. That was the problem. She thought love was proven by chasing, not respecting. I never replied. Because sometimes, the best response isn't an argument or revenge. It's calm silence, The kind that reminds someone what they lost when they mistook your patience for permanence. When she texted, "Can't talk, busy tonight," she expected me to wait. When I said, "Me too," she finally realized that I wasn't her backup plan anymore. I was already moving on, quietly, peacefully, and without looking back.